This session is called Enrolling New Clients with the Sales Sadhana. So to have a sustainable Ayurveda or yoga therapy practice, we need committed clients who will enroll in our long-term programs. If we can enroll clients, we'll have a sustainable practice, and if we can't, we won't. So for us to be able to enroll clients in committed programs, we need to understand the value for them, and they need to understand the value for themselves. If that can happen, then the enrollment is a natural process and a next step that makes sense for what they want in their life. If it doesn't happen, then it will be forced or it will be impulsive, and it will be based on curiosity or anxiety rather than a drive to make a new and necessary direction in their life. This is a significant investment of time, of money, of energy on the part of the client, and it requires a significant amount of motivation. We're talking about changing long-standing behaviors and habits that are known and familiar, and that can feel really out of control and threatening. The only way that someone will decide to make this sort of commitment is through connecting with the cost of their current behaviors and the payoff of new behaviors. So let's look at the motivation to change. The Sales Sadhana eliminates external pressure and it uncovers internal pressure or motivation. So there's really no selling in the form of convincing or manipulation. And our attitude can be that of a servant, of a scientist discovering what someone really wants and why. And the process is designed based on scientific studies of successful major account salespeople that led to the formation of an innovative process called spin selling. And spin stands for situation, problem, implication, and need payoff. These are 4 types of questions that we'll cover that lead to this feeling, the cost of current behaviors and the payoff of new behaviors, this source of inner motivation. So the first sort of question is situation. We want to start with some understanding of a person's life, how they're spending their time currently, what their routines and what their day sort of looks like, and what does that reflect of their priorities, what they currently are prioritizing in their life. The second questions that we want to ask are about problems. What problems are they looking to resolve? These could be certainly their physical health problems. You'll want to get an inventory of what sort of physical health challenges they're facing, as well as any psychological or emotional stressors that they have currently that they're looking to resolve. They're coming to you with that being the reason that they have some problems that are causing them trouble and that they want to resolve them. So if we can't clearly identify these problems, we won't have a clear reason for working together. The most important factor for motivation is clarifying the cost of problems. What are the problems caused by the problems? These are the implications. So if someone is overweight, that's a problem, but why? What specific troubles is being overweight causing them? How is that impacting their work? How is that impacting their relationships? How is that affecting their psychology and emotions, how they feel about themselves? And then what additional implications do those impacts have? What further or future impacts could these problems have? The way that these health problems are causing them trouble, problems with their relationships, their work, with their psychology and emotions. If they go into the future and these aren't addressed, what other implications might that have? So we need to keep going and connecting these implications until the full weight and impact of the health challenge is really realized. And that's when motivation to shift priorities and do something about it emerges. So this is the essential element in the success of the Sales Sadhana. And without enough of a feeling of the implications of the cost of our current health problems, our current behaviors, there's really not the energy there to change. Now, the final questions that you want to ask a prospective client have to do with need payoff. And need payoff refers to really the reverse of the implication. In other words, when these health goals are realized, why will that be important to them? Why are their health goals actually important to them? What will they be able to do? What doors will open for them? What weights will be lifted? What specific relief will they get? How will they feel? This is also a very important source of motivation. So let's go ahead and get into then the sales sadhana, and we'll talk through the steps and the specific questions that you want to ask as you're going through this process. And if you do this in this step-by-step nature, you will have success enrolling private clients. Typically, on average, people that follow this step-by-step within the ranges that we talk about in this program can enroll as many as all of the clients that you talk to, but typically something like 1 in 3. So you will enroll the clients that have significant motivation to want to move forward, and other people really aren't the right people or aren't in the right time of their life or don't have the right conditions to make the health a priority. And the sales sadhana will help to illuminate that and decide who you should be working with and who can move on. So the sales sadhana starts with an introduction and a clarification of the reason for meeting. So when you sit down with your prospective client, you'd like to say something like, today, we're going to talk a little bit about where you are with your health, the challenges that you're experiencing, and some of the impact this is having in your life. We'll also clarify your goals and vision for your health and why these are important to you. And if it's a priority for you to address these challenges and move towards your goals, we can discuss working together. How does that sound? So throughout the sales sadhana process, each time that you introduce something, you want to ask a question as well and find out if what you've said has connected and means something to them, is valuable to them. So once you've outlined the introduction, the reason for meeting, then you can go ahead and move forward and start by learning a little bit about the client's life situation. You can say, tell me a little bit about your life. What's your schedule like during a typical week? And what are some of your top priorities? Then go ahead and ask about health problems. What sort of physical health challenges are you facing right now? How have you been feeling? And now spend the most time exploring the implications of these problems. So you want to ask, how long have you struggled with these challenges? Again, specifically, why are they a problem for you? How do they impact your life? Get very specific and make sure that you go enough layers down so that a real connection is made with the cost of current behaviors and problems with the implications in their life. Ask, what are you concerned will happen if you don't address these challenges? Again, if this is the main reason that a practitioner will not make a significant enough connection with a client to enroll them in a long-term program, is that not enough of the implications have been explored. Or if you've done a good job of exploring the implications and there's simply not enough there, then this person is probably not in a place where they're ready to make a concentrated weekly effort at changing behavior a real priority. Again, there needs to be significant enough pain, significant enough payoff to make a change like this. So once you've covered the implications of these problems, then help them clarify a vision for their health and some specific health goals. So ask them, what is their vision for their health? Where would they like to be with their health? What specific goals would they like to achieve? And then go on to explore the need payoffs of achieving these health goals. So in other words, how would it be important or valuable to you to have these results? And what do you think would be different in your life? So again, if somebody wants to lose 30 pounds, really get a sense for why that would be important to them. What would they be able to do differently if they lost that 30 pounds? How would they feel different? What are they seeing are going to be all of the payoffs of actually achieving that goal? So both the implications and the need payoffs are the elements that create motivation and lead to somebody making a decision to start with an Ayurvedic healthcare plan and a committed program with you. Now, the next part of the Sales Sadhana System, part 2, once you've gone through and covered the situation, you've covered health problems, you've covered implications, you've covered a vision and health goals and the need payoffs of those goals, the next part of the conversation is to introduce your program as a path for overcoming these challenges and for achieving these goals with their health. So you can say, my program is designed to help you establish your health as a priority in your life so that you can make the changes you need to overcome these challenges and move towards these goals that you have. And again, ask it as a question, would you like to hear a little bit about it? So when they say yes, you can go ahead and start by introducing the process of your program and confirm the value of the elements of this process with your prospective client. So in step 2 in the committed client formula, we got into the integral Ayurveda coaching platform. And if you review that, there are really 4 areas that you can cover in working with clients to make changes and through a coaching program. So you can tell them about these. You can say, when I work with my clients, I focus on 4 areas. The first is behavior. And I will help you identify and understand the behaviors that are currently contributing to your health challenges and the changes that will help you move towards your goals. We'll focus on the highest leverage behaviors that make the biggest impact first. Do you have any questions about that? And would that be valuable to you? So at the end of each of these, go ahead and ask that question and find out, does that make sense to them? Do they see that that's something that they want that would be valuable to them before moving on to the next? And the second area is consciousness. I will help you uncover and understand any hidden obstacles or resistance you have to making changes that will help you move towards your goals. Do you have any questions about that? And would that be valuable to you? The third area is relationships. I will help you take responsibility for your health by identifying any areas where you are blaming people or circumstances for your behaviors so that you can be empowered to make the changes you need to. Do you have any questions about that? And would that be valuable to you? And finally, the fourth area is systems. I will help you modify your environments and schedule so that they support your priority for health instead of working against you. Do you have any questions about that? And would that be valuable to you? So again, you can find all of these questions in your textbook in the Sales Sadhana chapter, and along with a complete outline that we'll cover at the end of this lesson. So the next thing, after you've gone through the process and confirmed value of each element of your program, then you can get into the structure of your program and confirm value there as well. Again, the structure that I'm recommending to you is working with clients for a period of time, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months on a weekly basis. So you can say, I work with my clients for 6 months at a time, and we meet together for 1 hour at the same time each week so that there's a consistent anchor to feed the priority for health and for consciousness. Do you have any questions about that? And would that be valuable to you? So go ahead and cover the structure of the program, confirm that value. And if up to this point they've demonstrated that they have motivation, that this is a priority for them, that everything you said has value, then you can move forward you can move on to invite them to move forward with the program. You can cover your guarantee. You can cover payment options. So the next step is to ask them, do you want to make this a priority? Do you want to move forward with this? And if they say yes, then you can say we can discuss the guarantee and the payment options. I'd like to work with you for a full month. And if you don't love the work that we're doing together or decide that your health is no longer a priority for you, then you're not obliged to continue the program, and I'll refund anything you've paid so far. So do you have any questions about that? And does that sound valuable to them? Go ahead and cover that, and then go ahead and move right into the options for payment. You have 2 options for payment. You can pay on a monthly basis, and you can give an amount for that, or you can get special pricing for full payment, and you can give an amount for that. So typically, and then ask, which would be the best fit for you. So in other words, if you've already decided to move forward, you've given the payment options, give that with the assumption that they want to move forward, and this is to clarify which is going to be the better option for them, a full pay or monthly. And typically, if you offer a monthly amount, Your full pay offers some special pricing, so you can give a discount if they're willing to pay in full ahead of time. Then when they say whichever is the best for them, so let's say I'd like to do it on a monthly payment, or I'd like to do the full pay, go ahead and collect all of the information that you need to put them into your database, into your system. Collect their payment, so whatever form of payment you collect, if it's by check, if you need to put in a credit card into a payment system, if you need to take their information down and run it manually, make sure that you do that clearly, that you do it correctly the first time, so that you don't have to go back and ask for payment information again later. So collect all of the information that you need into your system, collect payment, go ahead and schedule a time for the weekly sessions. Find a space that's open in your calendar and that will work for them as a regular weekly time to meet. And then give them your new client paperwork. I've given some in the textbook that you can use as a template if you don't already have your own. And ask them to complete that before their first official session. So you can say, complete this paperwork before we meet next week. And again, let them know if you have any questions, you can reach me at your email, your phone number, whatever it is that you want to give them to be able to get in touch with you. And let them know you're looking forward to working with you. And that's the end of that process. Then you can start meeting weekly with them. And if you haven't done this before, had regular weekly sessions with clients, you'll see how valuable it is to have that consistent anchor and watch what sort of results they're able to make compared to clients you may have worked with in the past that came to see you for one session or a few follow-ups and then left. So now is a good time to go ahead and take some action around this. First, find the Sales Sadhana outline in your textbook and start practicing with a few friends right away. Go ahead and read the full chapter, read through all of this information again, get clear on the questions, and then start practicing with a few friends. And it has been that we've had practitioners in this program who run through the Sales Sadhana as a practice with their friends, but through going through that process, the friends realize, you know what, I really want to make my health a priority. Is there any way that we can actually do some work together? So the process itself is extremely powerful. You don't need to deviate from it. You shouldn't really do anything different until you've done it 10, 20, 30 times the way that it's taught here. Then if you decide you want to make some changes, go ahead and make some changes from there. But follow it as is, and it will work for you. Start offering the free session so that you can fill in prospective clients into your calendar. You can offer the free session to your website leads. You can offer it to attendees at your free events. And you can offer it as a next step when you make a networking connection or having a conversation with someone and they're interested and want to move further with you. Then go ahead and enroll your committed private clients. You can fill up your schedule as much as you'd like with private clients. And then the remaining steps in this program are going to be about helping you to leverage your business activity beyond that, bring in additional lead sources, start working with groups, start working with partners, and even develop those groups into products down the road. All right, so go ahead and get started. This is the most powerful part of the program, and this is really the transformation point in the program. If you can do this step, then you will be able to build a sustainable practice, and if you can't, you'll struggle. So go ahead and give this the attention that it needs, and I wish you all the best.